Well, getting to that point there again, it's so important. I've been guilty of this early on in my career, giving people the fire hose approach of chiropractic philosophy. I did like an hour and a half, almost 2 hour long a group report orientation at one point. People were like falling asleep because it's like, oh my gosh, just get to the point. And so that's so important to realize that it has to be this continuous thing. It'd be like in jiu-jitsu. If you're going to a jiu-jitsu practice and they just said, okay, here's everything, and they cram it down your throat and maybe a full day even, and then say, good luck. Yeah. You're not going to retain anything. You're not going to remember anything, and you're not going to get any better. But if you every day come in and for 15, 20 minutes practice an arm bar, but you do that for 10 years, you've got something there. I love the old Bruce Lee quote. He said, I'd rather fight the guy who's practiced 10,000 moves once than the guy who's practiced one move 10,000 times. And I think, we as chiropractors want to be that guy that's done one thing 10,000 times and not all this other stuff half-assed.
Yeah, I think it's a matter, we want to kind of become uneducated. It wouldn't matter if it was jiu-jitsu, if it was playing guitar. But yeah, the chiropractor gets excited, you learn, and you want to share, you want to unload all this on people and try to get them to be like you. They're never going to be like you or I, but we just want them to know enough. And just the right few statements that burn deep, that get reiterated. In fact, many of the most successful chiropractors ever in history didn't have super education, didn't have all this information in their mind, MRI, CAT, didn't have all of this stuff. Didn't have all the textbooks that are around today. They just knew a few things, okay? Nerve flow, give adjustments forever. Get your family in here. That was basically it. See this right here? Bone pinching nerve, cutting off power from brain to body. Get in here. That's the same problem your family has too. Get them in to see me. That was it. That's all they knew. They just knew nerve flow, nerve flow, nerve flow. Everybody, see somebody in town, I haven't seen that guy in my office yet. I better walk over. Hey, I haven't seen you in my office yet. We've got to make sure you got full power going from your brain to your body. Stop in after work on Monday. Okay, that's it. Versus all of this stuff out there, and you see chiropractors, oh, I'm a certified in this, and I can do that, and I took a course on this, and I've got this. And I'm going, well, how do you know what to do when somebody comes in your office? I only do one thing, okay? Check the spine, make adjustments in a series, and do it well enough, okay? Get you to understand so that you understand why you're there, so you want to be there forever and bring some other people with you. It really is that simple. When you lock on to that, and I mean lock on with like riveting focus, right? People want to be around you. Everybody loves to be around people that are focused and are great at what they do.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Now here, maybe you just mentioned a moment ago how there weren't any CDs made for you in terms of rattling things off. So how did you get yourself to the point where you can just rattle things off? Those little bullet points of chiropractic philosophy.
This is going to sound odd. It's like, I could always do that.
Yeah.
I could always do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could always do it to the level of I was centered around something. I was centered around this idea that I knew the brain was running power down the spinal cord in the form of voltage, and making adjustments would either release that, stimulate that, whatever that was. And I just knew that that was good. And that's it. And nothing takes my mind off of that. Nothing sways that truth, okay? So I can always come back to that. Regardless of what someone says, well, you still want to have full power going through your nerve system. Well, you still want to make sure all the power is getting to that part of your body. Well, your stomach, what if your stomach doesn't have full power going to it? What if you don't have full power going into your legs? It's all about power flow. So everything can come back to, okay, listen carefully because this is high level. When you just have one principle, regardless of the topic, you can bring it back to, boy, the Packers didn't win this weekend. I know, they must not have had full nerve power going through all their nerve systems, everybody on the team. Everything can come back to that. Boy, it's beautiful outside. I know, it makes me want to get out there and do a little working out outside and then make sure I get my adjustments so I get full power going through my nerve. Everything can come back to that. Oh, I mowed the lawn today and I had to carry a bunch of bags of stuff and dump them out in the back of my, everything can come back to nerve flow and getting adjusted. Everything. So if you just know that and you come back to that center line, I don't have to have a bunch of different metaphors, even though I do, okay, and I can shake them out of my sleeve. It still comes back to one principle.
Yes.
Okay? And it's bringing it back to chiropractic. This is what chiropractors have to do versus people controlling them in conversation. Someone could say anything. Like, oh, I just took my daughter to dance. Oh, we've got to make sure she's got full power. We want to make sure when her mind is telling her arms and her legs to do those beautiful and precise movements, that full signal gets there every single time. Stop by real quick after work tomorrow and bring her with you. Everything comes back to this. Everything.
Yeah.
Boy, I just got my car. Man, I really need to get that thing waxed. Oh, maintaining your car. Well, it's just like maintaining your body. We got to make sure we got full power going through the body's nerve network. See, everything can come back to that one principle. And when you get that thing that we're talking about right now, you've really got it.
Right.
It. And then that's the foundation that the entire tree and all the branches and leaves can grow from.
Well, you've always been able to do that, but it again isn't just because you were born with that knowledge. I was trying to get to the point because I know you've worked at it. You spent time studying it. And then you have all this stuff, so it just comes out from you because it's who you are. It's because you put the time in. Again, you might look at someone, a high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner, and it looks like they can just always do that arm bar so effortlessly. But it's because they've been doing it forever, consistently. They've always studied it. It's who they are. So now it just comes up from them. So if they're in a situation where they need to, they don't think about doing an arm bar. It just happens automatically. And so for you, when you're in those situations communicating with somebody, it's not like you sit there and go, okay, what's that one little phrase again? It just comes out because it's who you are. And that's what we need to be as all chiropractors. It has to just be able to come out from us because it's who we are. And
yeah, there's that. The belief has to be there, but you're right. And I say that, I've always been able to do that. I've always been able to respond quickly. Okay. But I've had to have the right information to get to come out. And since my first chiropractic experience was so solid, because I got adjusted, and basically right then the guy said brain, power, body, nerve system. That's the very first thing that went into my mind. Adjustment, and it was brain, body, power, nerve system. And I thought, well, that was it. So from there, I got it. I didn't have to have it taught to me. I didn't have to, have people convince me of the philosophy of chiropractic. I kind of got it early. And a lot of chiropractors who don't kind of have it are searching hard, and they're trying to get themselves to believe what they think they should believe. All right. And, but yes, along the way, as you have situations like this where you can listen to this kind of talk, or you can listen to great CDs, or of course other seminars, more experienced chiropractors than you pick up on that, and you see the depth. In fact, sometimes you have to witness it. You have to witness it through results with patients. You have to witness it from what you see other chiropractors do. You have to witness it by how other chiropractors live their life. And of course, our anatomic, all of these things work together to give you this like granite bedrock foundation from which your belief system comes from.
Right.